Born Marguerite Jeanne Japy in Beaucourt, France, in the Territoire de Belfort, she hailed from a wealthy industrial family. The daughter of Émilie and Édouard Japy, Marguerite was destined for a life that would intertwine with both the glittering heights of society and the shadows of scandal. In July 1890, Marguerite married Adolphe Steinheil, a French painter. Together, they became a prominent couple in Parisian society, and Marguerite's salon became a hub for influential men of the time, figures like Charles Gounod, Ferdinand de Lesseps, and even Émile Zola. But it was in 1897, at Chamonix, where Marguerite's life took a dramatic turn. It was there that she met President Félix Faure, who had come to visit her husband about an official contract. Little did anyone know, this would mark the beginning of a scandalous affair that would shake the foundations of French society. Not long after, Marguerite became Faure's mistress. She was regularly welcomed into the private quarters of the Élysée Palace, known as the Salon Bleu, where their secret meetings continued. Then, on February 16, 1899, something shocking happened. Faure called Marguerite to the palace, and shortly after she arrived, servants discovered him lying on a couch. Marguerite was adjusting her disheveled clothing when they found him, dead. The rumors were immediate, and they would haunt Marguerite for years. The most famous legend claims that while Marguerite was with Faure, he suffered a fatal stroke. His hands, convulsing, allegedly became tangled in her hair. Although this was never confirmed, the whispers spread like wildfire, with many initially believing the actress Cécile Sorel was Faure's partner at the time. But Marguerite didn't fade into the shadows. In fact, after Faure's death, she became the lover of many other powerful men, continuing her role as the archetypal demi-mondaine, a woman of beauty, mystery, and scandal. In her memoirs, Marguerite revealed even more secrets. She recounts a mysterious German guest who came to her and her husband's home, demanding the return of pearls from a necklace that President Faure had given her, a necklace that had been dubbed the collier présidentiel in the press. He also reclaimed a manuscript of Faure's memoirs that had been entrusted to her. Then, in February 1908, Marguerite met Maurice Bordereau, a powerful industrialist from the Ardennes, who would become yet another of her lovers. Marguerite Steinheil's life was one of intrigue, passion, and controversy. From the salons of Paris to the private chambers of French politics, her story remains one of the most captivating and scandalous chapters in the history of the Belle Epoque. On May 31, 1908, a gruesome crime shocked Paris. In the heart of the city, at the quiet Impasse Ronson, 2 bodies were discovered, murdered in a chilling manner. Marguerite Steinheil's mother and husband were found dead in their residence, both victims of suffocation, strangled in cold blood. But it wasn't just the brutal nature of the crime that stunned the public, it was what happened next that would keep Paris captivated for months. Marguerite, herself, was found bound and gagged to a bed. The authorities first believed her story. She claimed that 4 strangers, dressed in black robes, 3 men and a woman, had tied her up. Their motive, she said, was to search for secret documents her husband, a high-profile political figure, had entrusted to her. Some even speculated that the killers were after sensitive papers related to the infamous Dreyfus affair, which had already rocked the political landscape of France. But as the investigation began, the police immediately turned their suspicion on Marguerite. Though there was no concrete evidence against her, they couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The case seemed to stall, but Marguerite wouldn't let it go. In a shocking twist, Marguerite attempted to frame her own manservant, Rémy Couillard. She claimed that a small pearl, allegedly stolen during the crime, had been hidden in his pocketbook, but when the police exposed the lie, she shifted the blame once again, this time onto Alexandre Wolf, the son of her former housekeeper. However, Wolf was able to provide an alibi, and once again, Marguerite's story began to unravel. In November of 1908, Marguerite was arrested and sent to Saint-Lazare prison, where she would await trial. The crime was a sensation in Paris. Marguerite's past came to light, revealing a woman with many admirers, including a surprising name, the King of Cambodia, Sisawat. But the scandal didn't stop there. Political opponents seized on the opportunity to make their own claims. The anti-Semitic Libre Parole even went as far as accusing Marguerite of poisoning the late President Félix Faure, a claim that would only add more fuel to the fire. After a highly publicized trial, Marguerite Steinheil's life took a dramatic turn. Moving away from the shadow of scandal, she found a new beginning in London, where she adopted the title Madame de Serignac. In 1912, she wrote My Memoirs, sharing her side of the story with the world, but that wasn't the only chapter in her life. On June 26, 1917, Marguerite married Robert Scarlett, the 6th Baron Abinger. They spent several years together, but in 1927, tragedy struck once again. Robert passed away. Marguerite settled in the seaside town of Hove, at 24 Adelaide Crescent, where she would live out the rest of her life. On July 17, 1954, Marguerite passed away in a nursing home in the town, marking the end of a remarkable, if tumultuous, life. On July 17, 1954, Marguerite passed away in a nursing home in the town, marking the end of a remarkable, if the case of Marguerite Steinheil remains one of the most bizarre and sensational crimes in the history of Paris, but the question still lingers, did she really murder her husband and mother, or was she the victim of a much darker conspiracy? Her story, full of intrigue, mystery, and scandal, ended quietly, but it left an indelible mark on the history of early 20th century France.